Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot and a member of PMDG's testing team. So we have once again gotten an update from Robert Randazzo on the several PMDG product lines. We will start with the important one, which is the 777. Now, let's go right into it. So, many of you have noticed that it's been rather quiet over the past couple of weeks, and you're absolutely right with that. Now, those who are familiar with PMDG over a longer time will have an idea that that usually happens when they get towards the end of a development cycle, and this is pretty much what they're hinting at in their update as well. But why not get directly into it and have a look in the update? So, to quote Robert Randazzo, why are they so quiet? Many of you are new to anticipating the end of our development cycle, so please pardon the quiet of late. Our silence is entirely normal and is actually good news, as we always tend to fall silent at the very end of a major development cycle because the workload increases dramatically right at the very end. Our silence at this point in the cycle is also very intentional, as I detail below. What are we doing? The team is incredibly busy preparing the PMDG 777 300ER for release, prepping the 777 freighter for testing, chipping away at a few other projects in the hangar, and generally keeping the pointy end going forward as we prepare for what is expected to be an incredibly popular release cycle ahead. Much of what we are involved in is likely quite obvious: cleaning up loose ends, fixing reports from the beta team, adding in the last few features on our project scope list, working with our data providers to ensure backend systems are tested and ready, preparing support media for the release, etc. So what is the status of the PMDG 777 300ER? It is in development. Come on, laugh, you asked for it. The past couple of months have been focused on bringing data link capability to life, shifting the 777 away from our old navigation database structure, unlocking all of the RMP and RNAV capabilities that have been waiting on the new nav data, and really drilling down hard on visual cleanup, sound, and bug reports related to systems of the airplane. Earlier today, we handed a new build to the testing team. That is the first build that I can say I'm really happy with. I took the new build and flew from Los Angeles to Honolulu this afternoon, and from an overall quality metric, the product is in a high state of readiness. It looks stunning, performs beautifully, and has many new features and refinement that customers have been asking from us for some time. In short, the 777 makes no excuses and is an incredibly complete and feature-rich product. So when will the 777 release? When we're finished. It makes sense when you stop and think it over. When will that be? We don't know yet. Well, this is not entirely truthful. We think we know, but we aren't admitting it in public yet. I realize that many users are in a highly aroused state of anticipation for this airplane, and I can assure you that we are just as eager to hand her over to you. We made a decision early in the development of this airplane that we would not release her with open agenda items still pending, like we did with the 737 series, as that placed unwanted pressure on the development team trying to meet expectations in a dynamic development cycle. We are sticking to our decision to keep the 777 in development until we feel she is fully ready, and honestly, everyone on the development team is happy with that decision. Some of the team has long since sprung forward onto the 777 freighter, and all of us are using the extra time to improve her overall quality in other areas while the testing process continues. I have challenged our team that this should be our highest quality release in the entirety of our company history, and the team has, without exception, exceeded my expectations at this juncture. I'm very proud of the product in its current state, and I'm very happy with how things are beginning to wrap up. So, when will you let streamers and beta testers share? Currently, the airplane is only in the hands of our testers, and it has not gone to anyone not on the development team or testing team. That will change in the very near future, and we will unleash our streamer friends immediately so that you can see what your favorite content creators think of our work. We have been very intentionally not sharing many videos or images of the airplane because we don't want to get everyone hyperventilating until we know for certain that we are done. When we begin to publish more detailed images, descriptions, and video, then you know the wait is nearly over. Is the 777 going to be a surprise release then? No, we will give you at least 2 weeks advance notice of the release date. If you haven't heard that we posted a release date today, then we have at least 14 days to go. During our live Q&A in March, I mentioned that I thought we were somewhere around 2 months out. If you ask me today, I will give you the same answer because we don't work on a planned release schedule. We work on a quality metric. When the quality meets our expectations, then we slot the product into release. Until that happens, we keep our focus on the development process and ignore the roar of the crowds. It is not the only way, well, it is the only way to really assure a good, solid product on release day. You can likely read between the lines, and I feel that we are close to setting the date in stone, but we have a few more things I want to see happen before we do that. Once we're happy, I'll tell you the date we picked. So the 30th anniversary of the 777 first flight is on the 12th of June, right? I am pointing this out specifically so that I can tell you we are not targeting this as a release date for coolness factor. If on 29th May we decide we are ready, then yes, it could release on that day. But if we release on 10th May, she is done. We aren't gonna sit on her until the 12th of June. Also important note, 12th June is Robert Randazzo's mum's birthday, so I can promise you that I won't be in the office to manage a release on that day. Few of you have met his mom, and you know how important she was to his decision to keep PMDG running, so you can probably scratch that day off the calendar. So, MSFS Sim Update 15 is coming. I'll mention that on this topic here too. Sim Update 15 is not anticipated to have any effect on our release schedule, unless it blows up our whole product line with a late change that didn't get tested, and that redirects our entire agenda to getting the DC-6 and 737's back up and running. It shouldn't happen, but I'll mention it because, well, I'm pretty certain Murphy works over there. So can we see just one image then? Sure, I'm not cruel. Below is an image Vin sent me a few days ago. It was one of a series of images to show how the cockpit is dynamic to the model. So if you look through the windows, the cockpit configuration internal to the model matches the cockpit setup that you see when you're in the cockpit as well. If you move the tablet to a different direction, you can see this change happen through the window looking in. Likewise, the sunshades, displays, gauges, and other cockpit equipment that can be moved about. It all matches. Pretty cool when you start playing around with it. Okay, let's get on to some other topics. PMDG 737 from Microsoft Flight Simulator and Marketplace and Xbox. A few weeks ago, we published a very small update to the 737 product line and immediately began to collect feedback that the tablet had inexplicably ceased communicating with the airplane. We reached out to Asobo and Microsoft because our analysis of the failure mode pointed to the same problem we experienced with Microsoft's in-house intake tools earlier in 2024. It has taken some time, but tonight we were informed that our suspicions were indeed correct, and the intake tools Microsoft uses to bring the products into the Xbox ecosystem through their intake process had gone reversionary and broke the 737 tablet link. Microsoft has updated the intake tools again, and they are reprocessing all four 737s on the Xbox platform so that we can double check their work and approve them for release to you. We anticipate that we will get access to these reprocessed builds early in the coming week, and that they should release to Xbox users hopefully on Thursday. Thank you for your patience as we pressed our partners over at Asobo and Microsoft to help investigate this issue. With everything they have gone on with Sim Update 15 and Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, we were happy to be able to get just enough of their attention span to confirm that action was indeed needed to resolve the problem. Now, finally, PMDG and FSExpo 2024. PMDG is once again a diamond sponsor to FSExpo'24, which is being held in Las Vegas this year in June. As many of you know, I've known Evan and Phil for about a decade now, and both me and PMDG are enthusiastic supporters of their effort to create a simulation show that has a center of gravity here in North America. Some of you have noticed that PMDG does not appear on the attendance list this year, and I wanted to confirm that PMDG are unable to attend the show this year as a result of a confluence of scheduling conflicts. All of us at the PMDG team tried really hard to adapt the schedule, but as we continue to work the 777 development cycle, it causes a natural shift of other items in the work and personal lives of the team, and was making it incredibly difficult for us to have more than just a meager attendance on the show floor. Having a fancy but poorly staffed booth seemed like entirely the wrong message to deliver when trying to show our appreciation to the community and to the show organizers, but as we began to see just how hard it was going to be on our team to staff a presence at FSExpo this year, we felt it might be better to simply acknowledge the existing complexity of our May-June schedule and withdraw our attendance, that is. I reached out to Evan and Phil to apologize to them as they are both good friends and good show hosts, and I communicated to them that it felt the best way to minimize the potential impact of PMDG canceling at the very last minute was to make the hard decision early and recognize that we simply couldn't support a show presence adequately in 2024. It would be one thing if PMDG looked badly, but it is another entirely to make the hosts look badly if we withdrew last minute, so I feel we made the best decision for all involved. We're looking forward to 2025 already, and a few of us haven't given up on the idea of coming out as attendees, but that will be last minute decision if it happens. Quote end. So, adding right to this point over here, I'm personally hoping that I will be able to attend FS Expo 24, but that has yet to be decided. I'm really trying to work on my airline scheduling here in order to get me a flight that brings me somewhere close to Vegas so that I can hopefully get close by and maybe hop over for a day or two. In any case, that is it for the current updates from PMDG. And well, still no exact 777 release date news, but then again, things are looking pretty good for a release soonish. That much I can say, and I'm really hoping to be able to show you the 777 in action very soon. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I do hope that you enjoyed this one. As always, you can read up on the original text in the link below, and over there you will also find the 777 picture in full size, which I can really recommend you to have a look at. Now, I do hope you enjoyed this one. As always, do let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'm looking forward to see you guys on the next one again. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I see you right on the next one.